This was kind of planned, but not really planned. But as recent events, Charlie Kirk's assassination, we're going to go through some good advice he had about marriage. We're going to go through that today. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Tina and Anderson Show. Now, as you heard from the beginning, when I said this was planned but not really planned, is so our last episode we recorded before the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and I was planning on covering like a video or two on things he said about marriage, and then we lost Charlie Kirk. So we decided to just, every video today is going to be about things that Charlie Kirk has said. You know, he's a very respected man at his age of 31. Not only was smart, the guy was wise, very wise. Like, he was so wise. This is stuff I would look to for like 50, 60-year-old men. You know, not somebody who was 13 years younger than me.
You can't believe the actual age that he was.
Yeah, very wise man.
How much he accomplished.
Yes, it's a very wise man. Married, 2 kids. So he was living his life. He was living his dream.
He practiced what he preached.
Yeah,
he
business.
said, get married, have kids, get married young, have kids young.
Right.
Like, this is what he said.
You know, he started a business of his dream, married the woman of his dream, had 2 great kids, and was living the dream, you know? So he's very happy, and he wanted everybody to have what he had. So, and obviously he had mentors, and you could just tell he had very, very good mentors because he was just very wise, and you could tell he really took to heart the things that he learned from his mentors. So we're going to go through, I got about 5 videos that are pretty good. That one of them was one that I already like chose way back. That I was like, all right, this is a good video. We're gonna talk about this on the next episode. But like I said, once we find out what happened to him, you know, I was like, all right, we're gonna do more videos of him on this episode. So we're going to go through them one by one. We're going to discuss them. I think they're one that I have like an article that can tie into it. And I think I have a couple of Bible verses too that we're going to discuss. But they're very good ones. And yeah, without further ado, we'll...
let's have at it.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram and on TikTok. We'd appreciate it.
Comment, like, follow, share.
All right, here the first one is he's talking about dating, like intend to marry. So let's listen to this one.
People need to date with the intent to marry. I'm a big critic of hookup culture in its current form. I believe sex should be sacred and is sacred. It's really thrown away way too generously in this society and culture. I can tell you I'm super blessed. I have the best wife in the world. We have an amazing life. Family's the coolest thing ever. And my prayer for all of you is that you one day can do that. It's so cute. It's honestly the most joyful thing. And I've had some pretty amazing experiences. I've been very, very blessed. Lucky, you could say, but very blessed is the word I would use. And the best joy I've ever had is coming home to my little daughter, running up to my leg. There's nothing that even comes close to it. Not flying on Air Force One, not meeting with presidents. That pales in comparison to your little girl coming up and squeezing your leg.
So he was on the Whatever podcast, and for those of you who don't know what the Whatever podcast is, it's a podcast. It's usually like 5 hours long.
It's really long.
Where the host Brian will bring on a lot of OnlyFans girls, and sometimes he'll bring in somebody like Charlie Kirk, like Charlie Kirk, to speak to them, and kind of debate them as well. And that was great. What Charlie Kirk was saying is that being married is like the best thing. And when you date, you want to date, intend to be married
with intention.
Yeah. But this is what we taught our oldest daughter. We taught her, we said, look, you're not going to date just to date. If you're going to date, you're going to date to marry, because that's the goal. We didn't want her 30, 35 years old with like a bunch of failed relationships. We want her to be able to vet the guy good and know right off the bat, are you looking to be a husband? Because I'm looking to be a wife.
Right.
So
if that scares them away, that scares them away. Goodbye.
So totally agree 100%, because he's living it. He's living it, and he wanted those girls. He wanted those girls to experience what he was experiencing, as somebody who has somebody to come home to. And you could tell they were feeling it. They were like,
that's cute. They said
they loved it, because cute. I think it's because a lot of times men that go on to this show, they're just debating these girls. You're wrong, I'm right. But Charlie gave them a different perspective.
Yeah. And was like, I want what I have. I want that for you guys. Yeah. And just basically saying that should be a goal of yours. Yes. It shouldn't be a goal of yours to be ran through. It should be a goal for you to become a wife, become a mother. Because like he said, there's no other feeling like it. Like nothing else compares whatsoever. Yeah. And I think it saddens him to see this, like he said, this hookup culture, right? Really doing a lot of damage to women.
It does. It does a lot of damage to women, and it does a lot of damage to men as well. And there's a Bible verse here on 2 Timothy 2 verse 22. Chapter 2 verse 22. It says, so flee youthful passions and pursue righteousness, faith, love, peace, along with those who call on the Lord from a pure heart. So youthful passions, there's just hookup culture, going out, just partying, going clubbing. Flee from that. That's what he's saying.
You need to know the consequences of living that kind of life, and living that kind of life so young, so innocent and so young, and putting your body and your brain through what that does to somebody when you have multiple, instead of having it be like he was saying, be intentional when you're dating. I don't know how, we really can't speak on it, but I was going to say, I don't know how intentional you can be when you're like 13 and dating.
We're an anomaly.
We are an anomaly. We've been together for an extremely long time, since middle school. So that's not the norm. And that's not what we sold to our kids. Like, find your husband in middle school. Yeah. That's not, we understand that we're an anomaly, that's not the norm. But dating when you're like 12, 13, how intentional are you really? Are you mature enough to be that intentional, to be thinking like that? Because that's very adult thinking, to be like, well, you date to find your husband, or you date to find your wife. So,
and you're not too young when you're 21 and 22 dating with the intention to marry. That's not too young.
How horrible would it be to get married at 22 years old?
Yeah, we did. It wasn't horrible.
It's not bad.
Now we're in our 40s. And we're going strong.
No, going strong.
We're going strong. Look, the Amish, I think right when they're 18, they're getting married, So, but yeah, it's definitely not too young even when you're 19. Look, my daughter was 19 and she wanted to get married to this guy. All right, at 19, I would have some questions. I wouldn't tell her right out like, no, you're too young. I would be like, okay, I have some questions, Right. When she's 21, then I'd be like, okay, she's 21. Yeah. But you're old enough. All right. So let's go on to the next one is, he's talking about how This one's a good one because I think this is the one that I saw that I was like, all right, we got to talk about this one. He talks about how women want to be taken care of. And he's talking to these guys about 50-50 when it comes to a date. So let's hear what he has to say, and I'm going to let you know our thoughts on it.
Women want to be taken care of. I know this is like super provocative, but like deep down, they want a man to be able to provide for them financially.
Should a man pay on the first date?
100%. Like, what kind of a wuss beta male is splitting the check? Like, who are you? It's like, I'm just sorry. It's I would go into debt and like scrub dishes before a woman paid for it.
I split the check quite a lot.
So I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend you. You guys are great. That's incomprehensible to me. I think that's...
To me, I thought it was a great financial decision.
So from your prism, I totally get that. And like, you have really good financial discipline. I'm sorry, like I would be so humiliated if I find that to be like the greatest beta male like humiliation.
To save money?
To like the idea that a woman that you're trying to court. Now, if it's like a friend thing
as a first date, you don't even know if she's like
matter.
The qualities.
It does not matter.
Yeah.
There would be no second date. Sorry.
Yeah.
Period.
So here's the thing. So the red pill.
He's like, oh, I don't know but maybe I don't like her. So why am I even paying for her?
So you hear a lot in the red pill saying, don't pay for only your food on a first date because you don't know if you're going to see her again, which is like terrible advice.
It's the risk you're taking when you want to go on a date.
What the red pill doesn't teach you is kind of like vetting this girl in a way before you go out on her first date. Obviously, when you're going out on the first date, you want to know who she is. You want to know what kind of person she is, if you are compatible, right? But you want to carefully vet the girl you want to take out on a date. You're not just don't go out on first dates with whoever.
Yeah.
When you're doing that, that's when you're spending a lot of money. And that the guy says a lot. I split the check on dates a lot. So he's probably going on a lot of first dates. Why are you going on a lot of first dates? You shouldn't be.
Yeah. Maybe 2 or 3 and then find your wife. Mm-hmm. This is the thing with this generation. I have to date 20 people before I find the one that I want to marry. Mm-mm. No, go on 2 or 3 first dates. Intentionally.
Yeah, it has to be intentional. It'd be like, who is this girl? Who is she? Where is she from?
What's her family like?
What's her family like? Does she want to get married? Is she looking to get married? If she is, fine, let's go on a date and figure this out. But it is gentlemanly to pay. You are the man, because when you are paying, you are leading, right? You're gonna go on a date and not pay and show this girl that you can't lead, that you can't take care of her. If my daughter went out on a date with a guy and she said, oh, I had to pay for myself, I would say block his number. Right? And
it's
if I had a son,
first impression, you're talking about a first date and you want that to be the impression that you're leaving?
Yeah, if I had a son and I found out that he did that, I would probably slap him upside the head, because I didn't raise no fools. Beta males, which is very good description of what Charlie Kirk says.
Charlie was saying.
You got to lead, you got to be the man. And if the woman doesn't want to follow and be submissive and show that she can be submissive, then she's not the one.
So he says that if he had to ask a woman to split the check, he would be embarrassed. Mm-hmm. So like, what within a man makes you like feel like that?
Well, it's because we're the provider. Yeah,
you want to provide and you want to show them.
I even get nervous. Like, say there are times when me and you went out and like I forgot my wallet or something.
Oh my god!
So I had to use her debit card, but
it comes out same account.
But it comes out of the same account. I'm the one that brings in the income, so we have one account. I mean, even if we both worked, we would still have one account.
Still be one account.
So it's coming out of but because I'm using hers, it makes me feel
bad.
it makes me feel a type of way, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I like pulling out the debit card and paying. You know, sometimes I get offended. It's happened only a couple of times, like throughout our marriage. Like sometimes I kind of get offended when they bring the check and they don't put it in front of me.
They put it in the middle.
Like they don't put it in front of me. Like, what do you think? Like I get offended a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm not going to say nothing to them because it probably wasn't intentional. That was my glasses. But
yeah, your face is like.
And I'm like, so, but yeah, yeah, I totally agree with what he's saying here, and this is good advice for young men, because the red pill is really, really like making these men beta males. There are women. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Because there are women out there that are taking advantage of men. So the red pill, this is their answer, which is it's just dumb.
It's so destructive, and this is like what Charlie talked about. He talked about he wanted to save, like the men of this generation, like college age, the youth, because the opposite to what Charlie is saying and trying to show young men is the red pill.
Yeah.
And it's bad teachings for a young one to get a hold of that kind of crap in his ear and like actually like hold on to that and base his dating life off of what he's hearing from the red pill.
Yeah.
He was the opposite to that.
Right.
And showing young men that there was, a different way about thinking about all of this: dating, women, marriage, biblically, being a leader and a provider, and what it actually means to be a masculine man.
Right.
Because the opposite is going to lead them down the wrong road.
Yeah, exactly. And so when you are dating, one of the good advice that in the Bible is 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14. It says, "Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers, for what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness, or what fellowship has light with darkness?" Now, it's saying that obviously in this verse here, what it's saying is if you're a Christ follower, if you're a believer, if you're a Christian, not really a good idea to date somebody that's maybe a Buddhist or an atheist, not really a good idea. But also you want somebody definitely want somebody who has the same beliefs, obviously belief in Christ, but also belief in the life you want to live. You like we said, date with intention. If my daughter's dating a guy who's not looking to get married, then she shouldn't be dating him. So
there's certain basics that your marriage is going to be standing on that you should definitely be on the same page as.
Right.
You're not clearly like we're the opposite when it comes to like a lot of topics.
Right.
But the basics, the foundation of your marriage, you should definitely be in agreement.
Yeah, your goals in life.
On the same page, goals in life. Yeah. Like your faith, just like how you want to live out your marriage.
Right.
Imagine, I can't imagine like if I wanted to stay home so bad, as a mom and a wife, and you didn't believe in that.
Yeah.
Like the toll that would just take on our marriage.
Yeah, that would not be.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things that you cannot be opposite on. There's certain things that like really feed your marriage that you are opposite on, and they both work together in creating, because you're opposite.
Right.
It creates a good marriage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
right.
like when it comes to like the basics,
right.
That's what it's talking about, being equally yoked.
Yeah.
You can't, there's certain things that you cannot be in opposition, because it's going to keep coming up.
Yeah.
It's gonna keep coming up all the time in your marriage. It's gonna keep coming up. It's gonna keep rearing its head.
Right. And you want somebody with the same morals. I mean, because here, 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33 says, bad company ruins good morals. You know, so you definitely want somebody who has the same type of morals. You don't want somebody who's thinking like, look, if you don't drink, you don't want to date somebody that drinks. You know, even they might not be a drunk, but still.
Well, you know, somebody likes to party, and you're like, you know, you just rather be home, Netflix and chill, and all the other person wants to do is just go out and party Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Like, how is that going to work? Right. You know, so it's like you're unaligned. Right. You know.
Yeah. No, I agree. So the next one here. So he's talking about we've talked about this before, in previous episodes, where he talks about putting your marriage before your children, which is really good. So we'll check that one out.
Your marriage actually comes before your kids. I know that's a provocative thing to say, but it's true. Your relationship with your kids is important, yes, but it's not covenantal. Your marriage is a covenant. Your relationship with your kids is an outgrowth of a covenant. They're under your stewardship, but covenantal relationships are ones that we saw with Abraham and David and Israel, and of course, Jesus. That idea of marriage being a covenant is a big, big deal. In fact, only marriage in the Bible is compared to Christ's relationship with the church.
Right, what it is, because Jesus, it says Jesus in the Bible says Jesus will come for his bride, which the church is Jesus's bride. So that is what he's talking about there, and it is covenantal. It is a covenant because we have our vows. You know, and our children are just a product of that, and you want to have a good marriage. You put your marriage first before your kids. It's not going to affect your kids negatively. We've talked about this before. It really isn't. It's what it's going to do. It's going to do great things for your kids. It's going to help them know how to have good relationships, and it's going to help their self-esteem as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like we've said before, we've probably said it in a couple of videos, when you have a healthy marriage, it only spills over onto your kids and creates healthy, well-rounded children. If you have a marriage where children are constantly watching you fight, or maybe one is not around so much, you're gonna see the negative effects of that, period. Right. It's gonna come out in some sense. In the children, you know, if you have an unhealthy marriage. So it just, that's why, like, it boggles my mind that people are like, what? Like, no, my kids come before anything. Well, like, what is so hard to understand? If you have a healthy, happy, marriage, it's only going to create healthy, happy children.
Right.
Period. Yep. And if you think that you can, your main focus is your kids, getting them to 15 different sports at once, nobody's home for dinner, you got travel sports, and just your everything's going to be out of whack. You know, like, you have to take that time to prioritize your marriage. Your kids are watching you. Your kids are using your marriage as a model as to what marriage should look like. And I always say that I want our marriage to be such a good example that our kids want to get married.
Yeah.
You know, like, if all we did was fight, our kids would be like, this looks miserable. Right. I would never want this. Yeah. You know, like, so it's a constant model, literally, for their entire life that they are watching.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So I came across this article that says 5 reasons to prioritize your marriage. So the first one, it says it will strengthen your relationship. So each relationship it's composes of 3 things. One is lovers, your friends, and your partners. Lovers, intimacy, bedroom, obviously. Mm-hmm. Friends, hanging out, having fun, laugh together. And partnership is running the household and raising the kids. There is a partnership there. We don't call each other partners because we're not partners. We're husband and wife. But there is a partnership there when we parent our children, because we have to be on the same page when we're parenting our children. All right. So it says, when you dedicate time and energy to maintaining and investing in your friendship and erotic life, you are investing in a long-term foundation of your relationship. Doing so ensures that you will stay good friends and lovers and evolve as partners in the child-rearing business. Very good. I totally agree with that. So number 2, it says it creates a healthy environment for your children, like you were just saying, right? When your relationship space is loving, positive, and sensitive, your kids will internalize these qualities and values, as well as have a blueprint for what a healthy relationship looks and feels like. Because they're going to, if they see us, having moments of laughter and moments of,
Flirting.
Flirting and things like that. And, hugging each other, giving a kiss on the foreheads and things like that. They're going to grow up and they're going to be like, "This, I want that. I want what my parents have." And that's what we want.
It's just common sense and logic.
Yeah.
If you are showing your kids a miserable time, and that's what your kids have to go with, do you think that they're going to grow up and be thinking, I can't wait to have that? I mean, that doesn't make sense.
Because your kids are not going to see other marriages. They're going to see your marriages. They're going to see our marriage because they're living with us.
Yeah.
They don't see our neighbors, how they are. They might see them once in a while. We're the example.
Yeah.
We're the example.
Yeah.
All right, number 3, it says it models healthy intimacy for your children. The biggest gift you can give your children is happy parents and a healthy relationship. When you prioritize your relationship, you are modeling to your children how important and rewarding it is to be in an intimate relationship. Yeah, it definitely does, because you show them that it can be fun. You can have a good time.
Well, they get to see what an actual connection looks like when two people are actually connected and they just vibe together. And they get to see how two people combine their lives and then run it smoothly. They're watching you.
Right.
All the time.
And number 4, it liberates your children to grow. When a child senses that they are their parents' primary focus, like their joy, their pride, their namesake, they implicitly feel committed to please their parent. And this can manifest as over involvement with their parents instead of their friends and or partners. So they're going to always, all right, I see this with single moms, especially with their sons, he's my world. He's everything. Right. And these boys kind of grow up to be kind of like baby mama.
Well, like the man in her life.
Right.
Like the man in the mother's life.
Yeah.
Because he takes care of her. Right. He does stuff for her. She depends on him.
And I know
as he grows up.
Yeah, exactly. And then, because I've seen videos online. There was one video, I think we talked about it before, where the mother told her husband's her daughter-in-law to get out of the front seat because she's supposed to sit in the front seat because she's the mom. And her son sided with her instead of his wife.
Yeah, it's like the worst thing in a marriage.
So that's him. That's him trying to so he's trying to please his parents. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm like, what are you reading?
Yeah,
because
he's trying to please his mom because that's how that's the culture she created in the family unit.
Yeah, just like the relationship itself has him always wanting her approval.
Yeah.
And then when he gets married, his priorities are out of whack because he hasn't moved that priority over to his wife. It's still on his mom.
Right.
And then the wife gets thrown in the back seat.
Right.
Literally.
Great example is Everybody Loves Raymond.
If you watch Everybody Loves Raymond through the lens of how much Ray does not side with his wife.
Yeah.
How
he always sides with his mom.
Ever defends her. And she's like, Deborah's always like mad.
Yeah.
Pissed off.
Yeah.
They're always fighting. And it's like, that's a marriage that's out of whack.
Right.
He's constantly trying to please his mom, and he throws his wife in the back seat.
And his mom,
she's always like, "Are you kidding me? You're defending her.
Yeah.
I'm your wife."
And she always
he
babies.
never gets it.
Yeah, and Marie's always babying him and babying Robert. You know, they're grown men, and she babies them. Still wants to feed them.
Yeah, her manipulation.
Yeah.
Like is so deep that it has like massive negative effects on Ray's marriage.
Yeah.
And then when Robert ends up getting married, it's the same thing with his marriage.
Yeah.
It could destroy.
Right.
So it's like you got to watch that through the lens of like how many times Ray sides with his mom and not with his wife, and he never ever defends Deborah, ever, his wife.
Yeah.
It's too funny to watch. Like,
he's too afraid to.
Because he's so afraid of his mom because she's so manipulative.
Yeah.
And we watch these episodes and we're like, you see it totally different.
Yeah.
You're like, it's so messed up.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
but it's funny.
So messed up. It's like a wicked funny show, but it's so messed up.
So the last one here, before we move on to the next video, is it's a long-term investment in your happiness. So investing in your relationship means investing in yourself, and investing in a relationship where you will get love, encouragement, touches, laughter, intimacy, companionship. And so, investing is go on a date, you know, go on dates, go away for like a weekend or a mini vacation without the kids,
or just even for just an entire day, like take like an entire day, and then you don't have to pay for the hotel or whatever, but you've had an entire day together. So
we've talked about this before. That's a good way to invest in your marriage, obviously, and also trying to look good for each other. I know as you get older, weight it happens. It's happening to us. It happens to all of us, right? Happens to everybody.
It's not fun.
But what I'm saying is not looking like a slob all the time. Dress up, right? Try to be healthy, not just to look good, but also to live longer with your spouse, and also so you both can do stuff when the kids are older. Because I would hate to be that couple where all of our energy and our youth was spent raising our kids, and then when our kids are like older and gone, we're too tired to do anything.
Yeah, or we're so unhealthy that we can barely move. Like we don't want that. That's why we're trying to work on it now.
And also, we don't want our kids. We don't want to be a burden to our kids when it comes to our health and finances. You know, so you want to work hard on those things. Invest in yourselves. Invest in your marriage, and also projects at home, or invest in a dream together. These are the things. What do we want for our future? Dream. Where do we want to be?
Dream together.
Instead of just being like, hey, we're just living life day by day. Hey, there's no excitement in that.
You want your marriage to like outlive the period of time that your children live with you. Like you don't want, when the kids are all moved out, to look at your marriage and say, well, there's no point now.
Yeah, who's this person? Which happens, and unfortunately it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Where the woman, it's mostly the women divorcing the men.
You've prioritized your kids, which obviously your kids are a priority. Like, we're not saying to neglect your kids, but what we're saying is when you spend the entire time in your marriage when your kids are younger and living at home, only focusing on the kids. The kids are going to move out and start their own families. You and your husband are going to look at each other like you don't even know each other, and you're almost going to have to start over again.
Right.
And I think a lot of people just kind of go, well, I think I fell out of love with you. Because it's like, okay, from this point, all the kids are out of the house. From this point, do we work on getting our marriage back, which is going to be a lot of work, or do we just go ahead and just get divorced? Because what's the point now? You know,
which
like,
unfortunately
so
happens a lot.
Like, it's important to prioritize your marriage. Your marriage comes first, because at some point your kids are all going to move out and they're going to be starting their own families. And where does that leave you? You're going to be strangers.
Yep.
You know?
And it happens a lot, unfortunately.
A lot.
Unfortunately. Invest in your marriage while you're having your kids. Obviously, you want to invest in your kids. You're taking care of your kids. But you can't neglect your marriage. Don't.
Yeah.
A lot of people do it.
And I think, like, a lot of parents, like, they, I don't know. It's like, because, like, you invest so much into your kids, you put them in all these different sports, and it takes things that take time away from your marriage should not be happening. You know, like, I mean, we've always had this rule with our kids. When you're signed up for something, that's the only thing you're signed up for.
Right.
You're not signed up for, you know, soccer and gymnastics and dance, and but you're signed up for one thing. That's it. And you're going to see it all the way through to, you know, through the season. If you don't want to sign up next season, you don't want to sign up next season, but you're not quitting in the middle of the season. You have a team to think about. You know, so, like, that's how we do it. But it's like, so many parents are trying to fit in so many things for their kids that it takes away from their marriage.
Yeah.
You know,
especially these travel teams.
The travel teams.
It's not going to make your kid go to the NFL.
No, it's just you know, it's you're almost like sacrificing your marriage.
Yeah.
You know, when during all of that, when do you get to sit down at dinner? You know, like, what is it like to actually be able to prepare that dinner? Does that happen? Like, or are we just getting takeout all week? Like, there's so many things. Like, if it takes away from your marriage, and if it takes away, and it shifts things from making your marriage your priority to travel sports are now your priority, that's out of whack.
Right.
You know.
Right. All right. So the next one is a young man goes to one of the events that Charlie Kirk had at one of the colleges, and asks him for advice. And I think he gives him pretty good advice.
What's going on, Charlie? My name's Luke. I am a 23-year-old Christian conservative man. Thank you. And I'm not here to debate you, but just to ask you for some advice. I married my beautiful wife last year at the age of 22. Thank you. And I just want to say I respect and admire, I've been watching from a distance, how your ability to lead your family, your beautiful wife, your beautiful children. And as a young man pursuing a marriage, I just want to ask if you had any advice on how I can pursue and maintain a God-centered marriage for the rest of my life.
And thank you for that. Number one, God must always come first from your spiritual disciplines. Honor the Sabbaths and turn off your phone for one day a week. Go to a church, a good Bible-based church. We have many of the pastors here that teach the Word of God verse by verse. And also understand that it's external things of the flesh, like alcohol or porn or drugs or other temptations, that will take down your marriage. You as the husband must constantly be at guard of things, and also over shopping, overindulgence, too much credit cards, idolatry of vacations. You must guard the family from those things seeping in. So understand the order. It's God and then the marriage, and those things will bless your marriage from the devil who tries to undermine it and usurp your holy union.
I love it. Thank you, Charlie.
God bless you, man. Thank
you. Yeah.
So good.
That was really good advice, especially when he says God first. I mean, we are Bible. We are Christians. You know, we go to a Bible-believing church, preaches right out of the Bible. And it's a good. they preach right out of the Bible. It's really good. I go to a men's Bible study to learn the word more, and it goes, God, husband, wife, children, because God, God looks to the husband looks to God for guidance, and then the husband's the protector, and the wife she's the one that nurtures the kids. And one of the things that Charlie Kirk says in another video was, just because I am the provider and the leader does not mean I don't serve my wife. Husbands still have to serve their wife. For example, when your wife has your child, your protective instincts kicks in, because your only thing is, what can I do for my wife, so her only focus is our newborn child. Because you want your wife's focus to be only that. You don't want your wife to worry about you don't want her to have to worry about anything else. So everything else the husband takes care of, because it's just an internal instincts that we have, and it just kicks in. Boom, baby's here. Boom, protect. I'm protecting. I have to protect. This is my little family.
Even before, when she's pregnant.
Right.
Like, how did you feel knowing, like, I'm like holding this baby inside my body?
Yeah.
So not only do you need to protect me,
right,
but it's the protection of the baby too. It's like double duty.
Yeah, you make sure you get a seat. Anybody bumps into you slightly, like, what is the matter with you? She's pregnant. And men are always like that. Like, men see a pregnant woman and they just see delicate. This is a delicate person. This person is glass. Men are like that. Women too. Women can relate, but women don't have the protective instinct like the men do. But so that's what I'm saying. So going back to what I'm saying is, he serves his wife, make sure she has everything she needs, so she can nurture this baby well and help this baby grow. So it's not all about making sure it's not all about your wife being submissive to you and you lording over your wife and your family and making decisions on everything. You also got to serve your wife, because your wife wants to be submissive to a husband that is a good leader, that is a protector, but can serve her when she needs it.
It's full circle.
It is.
People, a lot of people like leave, certain lines out of the Bible or whatever, when you're saying like, oh, a woman should submit.
Right.
But it's like, but the husband is also supposed to submit to her and what she needs, and, love her like like Jesus loved the church.
Right.
And what did Jesus do for the church? He died for the church.
Yeah, because Jesus
came. Protector.
Jesus came, when he came down, he didn't come down just to be served. He came to also serve.
Yeah.
And he showed that in an example in the Last Supper when he cleaned his disciples' feet. And Peter was like, whoa, what are you doing? And then Jesus kind of like rebuked him. He's like, don't stop me from doing this.
Right.
I want to serve you. Don't stop me from doing this.
Right.
So it's that example from Christ that husbands need to take, because Jesus wants to serve his bride, which is the church. So husbands, we got to serve our brides. All right. So let's move on to the last one. The last one is not Charlie Kirk. It's actually his wife, Erica Kirk. And I think what she says here is very important.
He's not the master and you're the slave. That's not how marriage works. A lot of people forget to read the Bible verse after that, where it says, husbands, love your wife like Christ loves the church. And that's where it's that healthy balance of I love submitting to Charlie because he's a phenomenal leader. And the way that he loves me, melts me to want to be able to help. How can I help you? I mean, every single morning I ask him and he asks me, how can I be praying for you? How can I make your day better? And I ask him at the end of that, what can I do so that when you come home at the end of the night, like, what do you need at home? What do you want to eat? Obviously, okay, whatever. Some people are like, women are in the kitchen, whatever. No, do I cook every night? No, but do I? Yeah, whatever. But like, how can I help make, when you come home, how can we make the landing pad a little bit softer? So it's just that, I don't know. And I love that he spoke out. I love that you're speaking out. Like, it's special that people are like rising up and being like, you know what, life's short. This is the truth, and I'm going to speak it.
Yeah, it was very nice what she says. Mm-hmm. I love the example when they wake up, like, what can I do for you? I mean, we don't do that because when I wake up, you're asleep.
I'm still sleeping.
That's not our morning. But it is a good example because I would like to know what I can do better for you. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you're looking at, I'm sure there's some things you want me to do better, and here's the thing, when couples talk about, right? Yeah, here's the thing, when couples talk about this, you have to be open-minded, and it's not it's not an invitation. It's not an invitation to attack your spouse. Yeah. So when your spouse genuinely comes to you and says, what can I do better? It's not an invitation to start attacking your spouse and being like, well, you know what you can do? You can start doing this because I'm sick of doing it. That's not, because if you come at him or her like that,
yeah,
it
see
defeats
if they
the
ever
purpose.
ask you it again. See if they ever ask
They'll
you that
never
again.
Will. They're
not
never
going to
will.
ask you that again.
Just
because you didn't receive it well. Yeah. You saw it as an opportunity to fall right into the defense and attack him. Yeah. So see if he ever asks you that again.
Yeah. No, if I came in and she's like, look, well, can you, like, when you come home from work, just can you instead of putting everything on the counter, can you just start putting it in the sink for me? And then I'll do the, like, if she says something like that, then I'll be like, oh, okay. Yeah. It's not like, I hate it when you just put everything on the counter. Like, you can't do that. But I like that example of what they said. And there was another video where she says, like, being submissive is also making sure that the home is a place that he wants to come home to. Men want to go home. And if he knows he's going to go home to a nagging wife, he's not going to want to come home. Yeah. You'll see him come home late. But if he knows when he comes home, he's going to come home to a comforting wife. Like I always say, after I'm like on a construction site with like smelly, dirty, ugly men,
porta potties,
I like to come home to something that's pretty and soft and smells nice.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But if she attacks me the moment I come in through the door, I was like, you know what? I'd rather be out with those disgusting, dirty, smelly men because at least they respect me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there was a time in our marriage years ago where you told me that, because I remember being like, why, when you come home, why do you sit in the truck for so long? I remember even finding you asleep out there, which I understood because, I mean, at one point, I don't know if this was then, but he was working nights. Then they would switch his shift on him, like, and then it's like, okay, then when does he sleep? So this man was exhausted. But he ended up telling me, I have a hard time walking into the house because I'm afraid that you're going to nag me. And it cut me like so deep. I never want him to feel like that ever. I mean, this is the house that he literally bought for me. And this is the house that he works his hands to the bone to be able to build things for this house and to be able to afford this house and stuff for this house. And he's telling me that he parks in the driveway, but he doesn't want to get out because he's afraid of what he's going to walk into. Like that changed me.
Men want to come home.
They want to come home to peace. Yeah. I want to create peace for him. And I love what Erica Kirk says about, I love being able to submit to him. And she says it like that because not every man is going to be worth your submission.
Yeah.
So she says that she loves that she can trust her submission with him. that she can trust his leadership, she can trust his protection, she can trust his fathering of the children. You know, like, to be able to have that is such a blessing. That's why the negative stigma that the word submission has is doing such a disservice to so many women, because it is a blessing to have found a man that you know for a fact you can submit to. That means that you trust this man beyond anything. You know, so no, not every man is worth your submission. And hopefully you don't have to find that out too many times. But but you also, like, he doesn't say submit to your boyfriend. He said you submit to your husband. Right. You know, so you've dated, you've decided to marry this man. Hopefully you have decided to marry this man because you know you can submit to him. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, that's why, men, you need to be a man worth submitting to, you know, and women need to be a woman worth protecting. You know, you want a man that'll lead and protect you. You gotta be a woman worth that. You know, men won't just men won't lay down their life for just anybody. They won't. But if they have a woman that's worth it, they will. They will lay down their life 1,000 times. You know, and you know, and men, you know, we gotta look. Men should look up to good men, and mentors have mentors.
Yeah, true.
You know, and because there's just a lot of bad examples of what masculinity is out there. And the best example is in the Bible. You know, the best example. You got a man that laid down his life for the entire world. No better example than that.
Amen.
So yeah, so I think so yeah, I think this is
we're gonna leave it there.
We're gonna leave it there. You know, what I want to say is that there is an attack out there on the world right now against people who believe in Christ. I don't believe this attack was on him just because of his political beliefs. I think that was part of it. But there's a lot of people out there that speak on college campuses that were not shot at. It was him, because he was bringing people closer to Christ. He was given advice like this, Christ-centered advice. And the enemy does not like that, because he was bringing a lot of people closer to Christ. Enemy doesn't want that. You can be somebody in politics and bring somebody from the left to the right, or to the right to the left. Enemy doesn't care, because if you don't believe in Christ, he got you anyways. You know, so it was unfortunate, but it caused a revival. It caused a huge movement, a huge shift in the spiritual realm. And you know, a lot of people are coming to Christ. A lot of people are going to church, and a lot of people are seeking answers, which is good. So we hope that as this channel grows, we can be a good place for people to find some type of answers when it comes to being a biblical marriage. And we hope that as we grow, we get better and we learn more ourselves, so we can share what we learn with everybody. And it definitely gave me kind of more of a motivation to just continue this. This is something we want to do already, and we were passionate about it, but it just gave me a little bit more of a motivation to just continue doing this. You know, obviously we're not going to be going to college campuses. We're talking about marriage. We talk about marriage. All right. So, but yeah, it definitely gave me a motivation to continue doing this and speaking and making sure it's biblically sound, because the world needs it. The world needs God, and people are seeking God. So we hope that we become some sort of an outlet for some people. And just pray for us. We'll pray for you. We'll pray for the Kirk family. And yeah, so follow us. Just follow us on TikTok and on Instagram. Make sure to hit the notification bell and the like button and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. We'd love for you. Actually, our subscribers have doubled since our last video, and
big blessing.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's still a small number, which is okay, but just knowing it doubled, it's huge, because we were growing a little by little, like 1 or 2 subscribers every month.
Every month,
you know, and it like doubled in about a week and a half.
It's not
which
it's
is
not as
amazing.
easy as one would think to gain some ground on social media or YouTube. It's not,
especially since we're basically nobodies in the YouTube universe.
Yeah,
we're just a little blip, and we understand that. We understand we're gonna go slowly. We're not gonna grow as fast as other people, but we do this because we like it. We like the stuff that we talk about, and we just want to share it.
We were talking about it anyways.
Yeah, and we just want to share it. And if people start liking it, more and more people start liking it, that'll make us want to share it even more. All right, so thank you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.